Beardo Benjo.
Hello there everyone, welcome back to the channel and welcome to another new VR games roundup video. This time we're looking at June 2023. Now I'm not going to waste any more time, I'm just going to get stuck into this one because this is quite a long video. These are typically 10-15 minutes. I think this one might hit the 20-minute mark because there is a lot to cover. So let's stop rambling and get straight into the new games. This is everything that we currently know about launching in June 2023. Kicking things off this month is the Meta Quest Gaming Showcase. Now this isn't technically a new game in itself, but this is where Meta are going to announce, hopefully, a whole host of fantastic looking new VR games for the Quest system. Now I'm going to be streaming this, so if you do want to experience it along with me live on the 1st of June, then stay tuned to the channel. Hopefully there's going to be some big announcements here, but keep your expectations in check. I always fail to do that. I get too excited, but this is a big event for Meta, so fingers crossed, big games are a-coming. Okay, now on to the games. There are a ton of games coming out on the 1st of June. I think there's 6 or 7, so bear with me. The first one is We Are One. Now, if you played The Last Clockwinder, you'll be familiar with this kind of game. In The Last Clockwinder and in We Are One, you can clone yourself and then work together with the clones that you've created to solve puzzles. Now, We Are One has more of a action and first-person shooter emphasis, but the cloning aspect is similar to that in Clockwinder. We Are One also has one of the coolest looking art styles I've seen in a VR game recently. It's kind of cel shaded, but it really pops with these bright colours, especially the greens. I'm excited to check this one out. There has been a demo available for a while, but I haven't gone hands on at all. We Are One launching on the 1st of June. Next up, also on the 1st of June, we have Killer Frequency. Now, the first time I saw this game, I thought it was going to be a first-person horror adventure where you're running away from some kind of axe-wielding serial killer. What the game has turned out to be is actually something quite different and very unique. In Killer Frequency, you play as a disc jockey working in a radio station. People calling up the radio station, who are calling you, they are being hunted and pursued by this serial killer, and you need to help them to survive. You become a hero by saving other people who are being hunted down by this killer. It's a really unique concept. I've never seen anything like it in VR before, and I'm excited to go hands-on with this one when it launches on the 1st of June. Also launching on the 1st of June is Battle Talent. Now I covered this one on the channel quite some time ago. I think I've actually covered it twice. Fans of Blade and Sorcery or Hellsplit Arena should definitely take note and check this one out when it launches this month. Now Battle Talent is another VR physics-driven sword fighting brawler, but it does have a little bit more substance to it than Blade and Sorcery and Hellsplit currently do. Battle Talent actually has a dungeon crawling element, a dungeon crawling mode, so there is a story or a sense of progression if you want to play single player and don't just want to hack away at opponents in an arena. The game also supports mods, and there are already tons of them, from classic things like Captain America's shield and Thor's hammer to things like weapons from Halo. It's got a huge modding community, and I think this one's going to be massive when it launches on the 1st of June. One of the OG VR games is making a comeback on the 1st of June, Budget Cuts Ultimate. Now this is the first game and second game combined into a brand new package that's been kind of cleaned up and redefined for a new era. It's launching on the Quest for the first time ever and also on PlayStation VR 2. Now Budget Cuts is still one of the very best VR stealth games that money can buy. You play as an employee of Transcorp who's about to be fired and replaced by a group of robots. The company are going completely automated, and you don't like that. So to stop yourself from being fired, you need to sneak your way out of these offices, dispatching the robots that are trying to hunt you down. The concept is fantastic, and these games play brilliantly. However, I will say, if you go back to the first Budget Cuts now, it does feel a little bit dated, and Ultimate aims to fix that by incorporating mechanics and gameplay elements that worked in the sequel to refresh the original game. So that's really exciting for people who may have played it originally and want to revisit it in a more modern setting. Another game Launching on the 1st of June is No More Rainbows. I absolutely love this game. I made a video of the demo of this quite some time ago, and it kind of went under the radar. I don't think enough people are hyped for this game. This trailer is also fantastic. It doesn't show any gameplay, but I absolutely love it. No More Rainbows is basically a Super Meat Boy or Super Mario style platforming game in VR and in first person. You play as a massive aggressive beast and you smash your way through super colourful levels, destroying little cute egg people. You literally get to rip them in half and smash them up. It's bizarrely therapeutic. I really like this game. I really want it to do well. No More Rainbows coming 1st of June. You guessed it, it's another game coming out on the 1st of June. This is Tennis Esports. It's another VR tennis game. Feels like I've seen a ton of VR tennis games recently, and that does make sense to me. Tennis and VR, it should be a perfect matchup, but I do think we haven't yet seen the definitive VR tennis product. This one blends a lot of the same things you've probably seen in many other VR tennis titles. You've got arcade modes, time attacks, score attacks, and you can even play against opponents in the real world to see who's the best. I hope it's good. It's another tennis game. Let's see how this one stacks up against what we've already got. Okay, let's move away from the 1st of June. I'm done with that date. On to the 5th of June now. On the 5th of June, it looks like Apple are set to unveil their very first VR headset to the world at the Worldwide Developers Conference. Now, I am bizarrely not super excited for this. I am a VR gamer and gamer first and foremost, and I can't see Apple's attempt being super gaming centric. I think this will be a fantastic device, but at the rumoured £3,000 price point, I'm probably already priced out of this particular market. I can't wait to see what they've done, and if it really does go hard enough, maybe I'll sell a couple of organs and get the money together to buy it, but I think as a gamer, it's probably not going to give me too many reasons to be hyped. But I'm happy to be proven wrong if that is the direction Apple are moving in. Okay, jumping over to the 7th of June now, we have Quanta. This is a Super Smash Bros. Or PlayStation All-Stars style brawler for VR. It's a really unique concept because I haven't really seen any fighting games like this in virtual reality before. I've seen first-person ones where you actually take control of the character and you fight your opponents, but I've not seen one where you're on the sidelines and you're battling a third-person fighter against other people's characters. The concept is great. It's basically Smash Bros in VR. They have their own unique heroes who have their own unique abilities and movesets, and it's free to play, which is a massive win, I think, for any multiplayer VR game. I don't think it should stay like that forever, but I think right now, when VR is still quite niche and growing, free to play is a massive win. I haven't tried this one. I've been meaning to try it for a long time. I know the devs have reached out to me. I will try it very, very soon. I think it looks pretty cool. Excited to see how Quanta does. Quanta, I'm not sure. When it releases on Pico, Quest, and PCVR on the 7th of June. Also on the 7th of June, we have break stuff for the PSVR 2. It's very, very straightforward. I don't think I need to say much more about the game. This very short trailer does it for me. You literally break stuff. You just break stuff. There's a couple of games coming out this month that I'm really excited for, because I've gone hands-on with them previously in demo format or alpha or beta, and I had a really good time with them. One of those games is Undead Citadel. This was announced about 4 years ago, and it's finally launching on the 8th of June for PCVR. Now, I played this again recently. It was a demo, and I loved the physics interactions. I loved the combat. It felt weighty, it felt chunky, it felt gratifying. I'm really curious to see what the full release contains, because everything I've seen from trailers and gameplay of other creators has always been in this one same arena fighting these same enemies. I do hope the core game is a lot more substantial. It's still unclear to me whether there's a story or it is just an arcade brawler. I do think there's a story, but we'll find out soon when it launches on the 8th of June. Okay, I'm kind of torn on this one, purely because I don't have the gaming knowledge to, I think, fully appreciate it. Pixel Ripped 1978 is launching on the 15th of June for pretty much all VR systems, and it looks flippin' fantastic. In Pixel Ripped 1978, you play as a developer who's working for, I believe, Atari and making your own games, and you have to go into those games by using a virtual reality device to fix bugs and glitches. It's a fantastic concept, and I absolutely adore the other Pixel Ripped games. My only issue with this one is I don't have huge Atari knowledge. I haven't played the Atari games that are making an appearance in this. There are officially licensed old Atari games that will be making an appearance and be a big part of the story. So if you grew up with Atari and you're now a VR user, this is going to be really, really special for you, I think. Huge props to the Pixel Rip team for pulling this off. These kind of collaborations and official team-ups are really impressive, and I hope we see more of this kind of thing as the Pixel Rip series moves forward. I'd love to see a Mega Drive one. Heck, I'd love to see something with Nintendo, but that's probably a little bit too ambitious. Pixel Rip 1978 launching on 15th of June. On the 16th of June, F1 is back in the form of F1 2023, and it brings its VR mode back with it that was quite popular in last year's version. However, I'm a little bit disappointed that this didn't make it over to PSVR 2. The VR support is only available on PCVR. Perhaps this was already in development when PSVR 2 was out there. They didn't get it ready for this year's release, but I would like to see more racing games taking advantage of the PSVR 2 hardware and giving that platform of gamers fantastic options to jump into new games in virtual reality. It's a shame that F1 won't be VR on PSVR 2, but for PC users, it's a brand new racing game they can sink their teeth into. I think the wheel I have is compatible with PC. I haven't tried it. I need to try it. I want to check this one out and show you all how abysmal I am at racing games, especially more technical ones like F1. One of the other games I'm really excited to get my hands on this month is VR Skater on the 21st of June for PSVR 2. Now, I've played this pretty extensively on PCVR and it feels just bonkers to play. At first it is a little bit overwhelming, but when it clicks, and it will click if you continue to practice, this is one of the most freeing and intense feeling VR games out there. The feeling of skating and pulling off tricks at high speed is like nothing else I've really encountered in VR. Now, the catch here is you control the game with your hands, of course, but your hands are basically your feet. If you're an actual skateboarder and you know how to pull off actual skating tricks, you'll understand what I'm saying here, but your hands mimic the movements that your feet would make if you were actually on a board in the real world. So to perform a kick flip or a heel flip or an ollie, you flick your hands in the right directions to mimic what your feet would do. Sounds weird, but once you get it, it's absolutely fantastic. VR Skater launching on PSVR 2 on the 21st of June. On the 22nd of June, a remake of an old Commodore 64 light gun game is coming to VR. This is Operation Wolf Returns, and it's launching for Quest, Pico, and PSVR 2. Now, we don't currently have a trailer for this one, which is a little bit concerning considering the game is out this month, but I'll reserve judgment until I've seen some gameplay. It's again a first-person arcade shooter. Unclear if it's on the rails or if you can move your character, again, because we don't have a gameplay trailer yet. But if you were a fan of that original game back from 1987, the year I was born, then this new version is hopefully something to get excited about. Operation Wolf Returns, first mission VR, launching 22nd of June. Okay, this might actually be my pick for the month of June. This might be the game I'm most excited for. This is Grimlord, and it's launching on the 22nd. Now, I've played this game, I played the demo, I played the betas, and I don't want to say this is the VR version of Dark Souls, because there's so much nuance in that, and it isn't necessarily true, but what I will say is this is the closest thing I've experienced to Dark Souls style combat in virtual reality. Parrying matters, blocking matters. The enemies have quite expansive movesets that they can mix up on the fly and surprise you with. You need to learn what they're doing and dodge or parry accordingly. The game feels great to play. I really hope it launches later this month with a huge suite of content. What I played in the demo was fairly expansive, and I'm excited to see how much that's grown and changed since the team started working on it. I'm hoping for bosses, I'm hoping for multiple levels, and I'm just hoping for a polished Dark Souls style combat experience, and I'm sure Grimlord is going to deliver that. 22nd of June for PCVR, check this one out. Nearly there now, just 2 games to go. This is a long one today. June is absolutely stacked with newness. On the 23rd of June, C-Smash VRS launches for PSVR2, and it's bringing a high-intensity, futuristic tennis, squash, and breakout style experience to virtual reality. Think Pong, but completely immersive and much more of a workout. C-Smash has a suite of modes for players who want to play solo or in multiplayer, but the concept is always fundamentally the same. You need to use your racket to smash the ball into targets on the other side of the arena. In multiplayer, you'll have an opponent trying to stop you, whose goal is also to smash targets, but on your side of the arena. It's got a clean Tron-style visual aesthetic, and there's a demo available right now on PSVR2 if you'd like to try before you buy. C-Smash VRS is launching on the 23rd of June. And finally, the very last game on my new games roundup for June is Dead Hook, launching on the 29th for Quest platforms. Now, I gave this game, or more specifically the developers, a little bit of a hard time in last month's video. This one was supposed to launch in May, but they took some extra time to polish it up and make sure it's the best it can be, which I fully respect. Now, this game is made by Joyway, and I always give them a little bit of a hard time for not necessarily finishing products before moving on to the next one. I'm still waiting for that Stride campaign I was promised something like 2 and a bit years ago. However, Dead Hook, to its credit, does look very good, especially in this newest trailer they've shown off, where they're going over some of the mechanics and enemies and weapons and basically explaining how the game works. It really does look like a Doom VR equivalent, or the Doom Eternal style game that I've always wanted in VR. You've got verticality, you've got weapons, you can smash enemies to pieces, they even flash like they do in Doom when you want to do a kind of a finishing move kill on them. This one has potential, and I do hope Joyway see that and capitalize on it by ensuring the product is content complete when it launches. I hope it is. It looks great, and I want Joyway to succeed. They are clearly talented developers, but I wish they would stick to one project and really finish it before moving on to the next one. Dead Hook launching on the 29th of June. And that brings me to the end of this new VR games roundup video for June. Sorry, it's a bit of a long one. Lots and lots of games coming out this month, and a few announcement or unveiling events as well, which I'm very excited for. Please do join me on the 1st of June as I watch the Meta Gaming Showcase live. I think that's going to be great. Really looking forward to what Meta have got to showcase. And as always, let me know down in the comments which of these games you'll be picking up this month. Hopefully you've enjoyed. If you did, please do leave a like, leave a comment, hit subscribe, all that great stuff, and I'll see you very soon for another one. Take care, guys. See you later.